Welcome to the 2021 YouTube Festival. Introducing your host, Annie McManus.
Hi. Now, if there are two words I love, it's festival and YouTube. Let's head inside. We're taking over London's television centre. Understatement alert. Our lives have changed a bit in the last year, thank you. I'm now a fully qualified home hairstylist, primary school teacher, and author. Only one of those is true. But what's also changed is the way we watch, where we watch, and what we watch.
Do you like nuggets?
But YouTube is where we all watch the content we love. Talking of which, we've got some wonderful guests. The legend that is Naomi Campbell will be joining us later. Oh, hi. Oh God, that was embarrassing. But it's not just legends like Naomi that are getting their content out on YouTube. People everywhere, millions and millions of us are now making more and more diverse content. Thank you. Which is how it should be, right? YouTube is now the go-to for entertainment in the UK. And we'll meet some fantastically talented people putting their stuff out there and hear from brands on why every campaign has to have YouTube at its heart. Sounds good to me. Are you ready?
Stand by.
When do we plan to start?
Fuck off.
I think we could start any moment, Chairman.
And I had a dream that someday
We have just made
history. And I always knew I could this.
2020, bye, see you later. 2021's where it's at.
Not gonna lie, he looks delicious.
He's making me dribble.
Oh, yes!
So I feel like anything is possible.
I've had the first vaccine and it feels amazing to have done that.
There is always growth after you've been through something really rough.
Together, we've made a dent in politics.
Being yourself is the best thing you can do.
We need that togetherness and spirit that allows people to achieve.
That feeling is incredible.
We are Olympic champions.
Persevere safely on the surface of Mars.
Thank you.
Bye.
Now go and flourish.
Take two.
Welcome, everyone. That was just a taste of the extraordinary role YouTube has played in our lives in the last year. I'm Ronan Harris, and thank you so much for joining us for the YouTube Festival. It's our annual celebration of creativity, diversity, and advertising on our platform. YouTube is where the UK watches the content that we love, content that brings us together. And just this year, we've seen the highs and lows of sporting achievement, nations uniting for the Euros. We saw the Olympics, the greatest sporting spectacle on earth, land in Tokyo. And it drew 7 times the YouTube watch time compared to Rio back in 2016. We've seen everything from heartwarming personal stories.
You're the first to receive this vaccine. How does that feel?
All the way to incredible feats of human achievement that unite us as a community.
Touchdown confirmed.
Because of moments like these, and for many more, the UK continues to find the content they love on YouTube. According to ComScore, the average online adult in the UK watched 60 minutes of YouTube per day. That's across all devices, including on the TV. So that's over 25 million people streaming YouTube via their televisions every month. And this watch time especially is growing and growing. No matter the screen, we are a truly democratic and open platform. We give voices from every background more opportunities to be heard. This means that more people in the UK are likely to engage with us because what they see is more representative of a modern, diverse and creative Britain.
Be bold and be brave.
So whoever you are, however you identify, we are a platform for content that is personal and relevant to you.
Everyone can be excellent in their own right.
It's the unique combination of incredible and representative content that creates powerful and authentic ways for brands to reach their audiences and achieve positive business outcomes with us. People come to YouTube for all sorts of reasons: to shop, to learn, for information, for inspiration and entertainment. And that variety brings unique opportunities for marketeers.
Huzzah!
But don't take my word for it. Later, you'll hear from marketing guru Mark Ritson in conversation with Graham Adams from BT and Natalie Bell from MGOMD. And they'll share some great examples on the role that YouTube plays in building brands. Now, it wouldn't be a festival without a headline act, and we're thrilled to announce that Ed Sheeran is going to be playing later. But first, let's hear from some of our fantastically talented creators. Thanks again for joining us. Enjoy the festival.
And cut.
Great. How was that?
Great. Cheers, Ronan.
Thanks.
Moving on.
There has been so much amazing, diverse content coming onto the platform. I wish I could do that. So many talented people getting involved as well. Wow. Creating the content that pulls people in. It's no surprise that UK viewers say YouTube is the #1 platform for variety of content. Danny, what rating has that burger got?
That's a solid 10, that love. 10.
Wow, I'm glad I witnessed that. And the #1 with content that they feel is personal and relevant to them. Wow. That is a DJ set that I have yet to pay. But seriously, why do we all come to YouTube? And who do we come to see? We're going to meet 3 guests who've been making some brilliantly funny, inspiring, and emotional shows that we have loved. They represent the 3 different strands of content producers on the platform, all of whom have a great connection with their audience.
Let's check it out.
Yes, please. Discussion time.
Oh my gosh, I love it!
Wow.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
I smell fried chicken. This is the perfect place to meet our first guest, comedian, TV presenter, and wearer of brilliantly bright clothing, Amelia de Moldenberg. Thank you for wearing that outfit and making my introduction make sense.
Thank you for being you.
Okay, let me ask you some questions. Can you tell me when this all began and where did you get the idea from?
I went to a youth club,
Right.
and the purpose of the youth club is we made this magazine.
Yeah.
Everyone there was just so creative and thinking of really fun ideas, and you could basically do whatever you wanted. And I really wanted to interview some of these musicians, some of the rappers that were coming in and out of the youth club, and I also really wanted to go on a date. So yeah, I thought a great way to interview them would be as a date. And then someone said, why don't you go on a date where you would never usually go on a date? Chicken shop. So yeah, that's how it started. And then it wasn't until my first year of uni where I made it into a YouTube video.
I mean, starting with guests is pretty
I know,
major.
the legend.
Your name used to be Ghetto.
Say that one more time.
Ghetto? Ghetto?
Yeah, that used to be my name.
Where did the O go?
Brilliant, I love that.
And did you have to do everything yourself, source everything?
Yeah, I'm very hands-on, and I think that's the thing with YouTube and like being a content creator, that's the beauty of it, because I feel like I am just so well versed in from, you know, start to finish of making a video, which is what I love, and that's what kind of YouTube has given me.
Yeah, so that idea of control and having total creative control over everything, do you think you could have got that anywhere else as a young student in university?
Oh, absolutely not. There's no way I've been able to make Chicken Shop Date without YouTube.
The chemistry between us is electric. I can feel it right at the tip.
I think that YouTube has allowed me to be like the weirdest version of myself that, I don't know, I've heard like with other traditional broadcasters, like I've been called too niche to go on those channels. And so I think that actually my tone of voice being unique or as awkward as it is, I think the only place for it was somewhere like YouTube where literally anyone with any tone of voice or any style can upload. and people can watch their content.
So, Fuse, do you think there's a spark between us?
If you didn't finish your food. I worked hard to pay for that.
I'd pay for this.
What's your kind of relationship with YouTube moving forwards, do you think?
So last year, I only had Chicken Shop Date on my channel. That was like the only content I had. And I really was spending so much time going to commissioners and like traditional broadcasters to try and pitch shows for them. And then suddenly it just clicked in my head. I was like, wait, what? I've got a YouTube channel of my own with like hundreds and thousands of subscribers that are like waiting for more content from me. Why don't I just make my own, all of these ideas on my own channel? So then I started my cooking show, Amelia's cooking show, had Romesh as the first guest, who's my favourite comedian. I don't know what's happened. What happened? This was such a good...
Well, I got an email a while ago and I didn't have anything on today, and then I ended up agreeing to do this, and it was a huge mistake.
And then, yeah, I would love to just carry on making my own formats on YouTube.
I was meant to be on Strictly Come Dancing.
Right. Now I'm thinking maybe not.
Can't do the tango, innit?
I can.
So when you get all these TV commissions, will that be the end of your kind of life on YouTube?
Oh, absolutely not. My idea of success is like having my YouTube channel sit alongside stuff that I would do on traditional broadcasts. It's a big ambition, but yeah, I would never give up on YouTube because of like, it's given me everything.
I've no doubt you're going to get there. So I look forward to watching you on both formats.
Yeah, one chicken nugget at a time.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Amelia.
Thank you.
You're amazing. Right, what is it like to make that transition from highly successful creator to program maker? And what is a YouTube original? They're obviously high-quality, award-winning series, films, and events. But what makes them unique is that these commissions have been inspired by the platform's content creators and the trends and passions of our audience. Let's take a quick look at the new season of shows.
YouTube don't play games.
Let's go.
Two friends,
behind you,
two hometowns, but only one can win.
Ready? Let's get energized. Yeah! And rest. We did it! Whoa.
No one had expectations of kids in the estate, and this is how we were made to feel.
There's a trend of remaining silent.
Seeing these changes firsthand, this isn't something that might happen in the future. This is happening now.
And the people who are paying most as a consequence are the poorest people.
This is the man with one of the biggest jobs in world football. I want to find out how he went from such a massive low to an incredible high and tackle 3 key questions.
The world is full of amazing women. I want to meet them and hear their best piece of advice.
Salute.
And now we're going to meet someone who's going to tell us all about her brilliant new YouTube original show. If I could tell you just one thing, it is Patricia Brights. Hello.
How are you?
Welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Great. Give us the elevator pitch. What is If I Could Tell You Just One Thing all about?
Okay, I mean, it's about women supporting women and me meeting these iconic ladies from lots of different areas and hearing their just one thing when it comes to success and life.
Always smile. Everything I've been through, I've got through it with a smile.
Impeccable list of names, but what are some of your favourites that you spoke to?
I mean, I can't have favourites, I'll be honest with you, because there's some great people on there. But what we wanted to do is make sure that we're speaking to a variety of voices. And, you know, they had so much to say and I learned so much.
Nothing great is easy. If you want something easy, then you're not doing something great.
I think that's some great advice there.
Obviously, it didn't just start here nice and neatly for you. You had to graft to get to a point of having a YouTube original. What was that transition like for you?
I mean, they say it takes like 10 years to make an overnight success. And I've been on platform on YouTube for 10 years. Hey guys, so I'm here in New York now. So today's video is going to be on how to build your makeup collection. I've been dedicated to the platform. I've been creating constantly, week in, week out. I weaved through lots of different categories. I was focused on hair, then skin, then makeup, then fashion, and now I'm really talking about, you know, women's issues and lifestyle and personal development, which I love.
And what else would you say felt different or contrasting between what you were doing before and doing a YouTube original?
Oh, it's so different. It's definitely more of a classic TV format in terms of there's a beginning, there's a middle, there's an end, there's an arc, there's transitions, there's all these things that I don't necessarily do. But fundamentally, it still has the tone of the YouTube-ness that is required to keep the audience connected.
What is the YouTube-ness? I love that.
It's like a finger in the air, like a little source that YouTube content has. And maybe it's something to do with me and the way I may interact with people. Because I think sometimes when people try to bring TV and just plonk it on platform, it doesn't work. So I was involved in that process a lot, and I just wanted to bring that authenticity to it as well, and I think that's what it had.
I read an interview about when you worked in the bank, and someone in the bank found out that you were on YouTube doing videos, and they were quite dismissive of it. What would you like to say to them now, Patricia?
I mean, like, look at me now, basically. Yeah, it was crazy because I was interning and I was, you know, working at a very prestigious company at the time. So creating videos in your bathroom is not something you do, not where we were working. But I had the pull of YouTube being like, come back, you want to do this. So put my channel back on and kept it moving.
Patricia, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Connecting with their audience has been so important for both Amelia and Patricia, and keeping that connection, no matter how famous you get, is just as important. Well, you don't get much more famous than our next guest. Fashion icon, global superstar, the one and only Naomi Campbell.
Roll, please. 7, take 1.
My name is Naomi Campbell. I'm a model, an activist, a YouTube creator. Ooh. YouTube definitely impacts mainstream culture. I know people that don't watch television at all, they only watch YouTube. I came to YouTube because I could be myself and have ownership of myself. I've been very guarded and very private. I've never really shown the world me. I want to share a little bit more. You may see me in a magazine, that's my job. But I am a real human being that has real life problems just like you. No filter with Naomi is because I want to know what people are doing. I want to see them and I want to have a proper conversation as if we're having tea. The audience is the fly on the wall, getting a peek into just an intimate conversation. Every single one of my guests are extraordinary people. I live chat every single episode. I feel it's very important for your audience to know you're there, hear what they have to say, how they're reacting to the show. Whitney 8. What is something you've always wanted to try but you've been too scared to do? Oh, I can tell you that in a second. I love collaborating with YouTube creators like Patricia Bright, like Patrick Starr, both authentic and real and fun to be with. I can give my tips, they give me theirs, we come together.
We've just heard from Naomi how vital that connection with her audience is, but how best can brands benefit from that unique audience reach? Talking of reach, joining us now from Tasmania to answer that question is brand consultant and business columnist Mark Ritson.
Oh, hello. If you look back over the last 10 or even 20 years of marketing, you'll see that we aren't a very unified discipline. There's been a whole series of custard pie fights between different oppositional forces. The debate about qual or quant research, about whether you want great creative or the best media to make your campaign work, digital versus traditional, long or short. It seems like we spend our lives having these fights. And yeah, I'm hopeful that in the decade ahead, the 20s, we might get a bit more unified in marketing. And I've invented a topic, a concept called bothism, which is really very simple. It's the idea that any of these oppositional concepts are better if we bring them together and combine them. And if you think about my little shopping list, it's pretty obvious that there's a lot to bothism. You know, qual and quant together is the secret of good insight. Clearly, we want great creative and great media in the same campaign. And I think there's an even better example of bothism at work if we look at the ongoing debate between TV advertising and YouTube. I think there's no better place to look at the application of bothism than in this one comparison. I think by putting together TV and YouTube, we'll get more than doing one or the other. And that means a couple of things. It means recognizing that TV isn't dead and it isn't dying, but it also means recognizing that YouTube isn't TV's enemy. It's very complementary to TV, partly because of its addressability, its scalability, its targetability, but partly because it fills a gap, a demographic gap, that sometimes TV suffers from. So I really believe it's a perfect example of bothism in action. But I am notoriously full of shit. So it's very useful that we've got Natalie from MGOMD and Graham from BT who work in this space. And so maybe I'll start with Natalie. On this topic of bothism, Natalie, how full of shit am I?
Wow, what an opening question. The temptation to answer that in an interesting way. No, I wholeheartedly agree. It's our job as a media agency to find the right blend of different opportunities out there. And we follow consumers. We know that it's fragmented, so you have to blend channels now. I think what's important as well, though, is the channels themselves are changing. So TV, broadcast TV, is no longer just broadcast TV. You know, we've got clients that at the moment, 42% of their YouTube advertising is appearing on TV. So it's all blurred, it's all changing, and we have to evaluate it as such.
We've certainly seen that. Some of the testing we've been doing, you know, we're seeing incremental reach of 15% on the mass audiences we go for, 25% reach on some of the harder to reach audiences, and that's translating through to, you know, movements in brand tracking, but also through to the econometrics that we're doing as well. And we're seeing improvements in effectiveness out the back of that incremental reach.
And those are big numbers, Graham. But I mean, I think at BT, you've been on a journey for a number of years with YouTube. It wasn't always that way. Tell me a little bit about that journey and how you've discovered and learned along the way.
Yeah, in our sort of quest to get the ads out in absolutely the right places, we were using third-party inclusion lists, 1,000 or so publishers that we were comfortable with. But that was really, you know, that was really constricting the reach potential of it, Mark. We were only getting 10% of YouTube's inventory that we were able to access. We've done a lot of work with YouTube in getting the right brand suitability tools in place, and through the new inventory buying modes, we're now operating at 35% of YouTube's inventory, and we're getting a comfortable 15% incremental reach above and beyond TV, which is helping the channel sort of fire properly for us.
Kev, are you sure this is a good idea? Because I do need this space.
Relax, it's all connected to the EE network.
But Graham, it's important to point out, isn't it, that although YouTube does offer that incrementality, and it does sit beautifully as a filler, for want of a better word, with traditional TV, there's more to it than just that. And certainly at BT, you've been using YouTube in a number of different ways.
Yeah, we're using it to get out and access blind spot audiences that aren't naturally as well served by advertising. So that could be younger demographics at a simple level, or it could be people living in parts of the country that aren't getting as much, radio or out of home.
So when you talk about hard-to-reach audiences, we've done a lot of work across Omnicom Media Group in the tools that enable us to discover them better, which has proven very effective. And so it does play a slightly different role then. It's not just incremental reach, it's hard to reach as well.
One of the other ways we are using it is for some of the addressable briefs that we've got. So it could be our own customer segments that we're looking to target with specific messages in particular ways. YouTube works particularly well for that, for us, because you can be 100% addressable on it.
Natalie, are you seeing other campaigns out there from your own clients or just generally from brands in the space that you think are illustrating that bothist approach, that you think have got the TV, YouTube combination right?
It's a good question. I think that the honest truth is, and I'm not just saying this because of where I'm sat right now, most of our clients now are adding YouTube into their plans and seeing the incremental reach. I think on average across Manning Gottlieb clients, we're seeing around a 12% incremental reach when we're adding YouTube to TV plans. On a client like Renault, we're seeing, 17, 18%. Royal Navy, you're thinking about slightly younger male viewers, it's north of that.
Learning things my teachers couldn't teach. Reaching heights I never thought I'd reach. I was born in Blythe, but I was made in the Royal Navy.
And on some of those clients, we're also seeing lifts in search. So, you can then think about, the bothism point, how you are looking at it then within your overall mix so that you can then be qualified in your action.
And when I look at the creative work, it does seem like you don't serve the YouTube strengths the best way if we're just recycling existing TV creative through YouTube.
It's interesting because we've obviously researched this a lot, and the beauty of YouTube is you get an enormous amount of data that can tell you how things are performing. And it is undeniable that adapting creative is going to, you know, it's going to perform better.
But I do know there are so many marketers that aren't as comfortable or as familiar with YouTube as an advertising medium, so maybe we should offer them some advice. What's the one piece of advice you would give yourself if you could rewind back about the way to get the most out of YouTube as an advertising channel? Graham, perhaps you first.
Make sure the copy is fit for the format. There are different ways you could use the channel. Make sure you pick the right one. Don't just use your TV ad and expect it's going to work the same.
Yeah, and I would say, to expand on that, it obviously provides incremental reach on a plan, and we're talking about it more and more in TV plans, but it's not just TV. It's thinking about how you're using data and the measurement and all of the benefits the platform has and the tools and the brand safety elements to their absolute extreme, because otherwise, you know, it's not going to be as effective as it could be in the mix.
I think that's a brilliant summary. And from my point of view, I have to say over the last 12 months, I'm not bullshitting now, I have met half a dozen big clients. And when I've talked to them about campaigns and I've talked to them about why things are working at the moment, YouTube does come up. And it is proving to be, I think, a really important part of the mix. So good to hear from you two, I think, from the horse's mouth, how it's working and why it's working so well. Thanks very much, both of you.
Thanks, Mark.
Ready?
Even the most complex challenges of the last year did not stop the music. In fact, the connection and engagement between music artists and their audiences have actually grown to new levels. I go to YouTube to see the full artist experience. It's absolutely essential to me as a music fan. And now they have finally let me drive one of these. Now, while I get ready to enjoy the headline act, I'm going to hand you over to a legend of the music industry and now global head of music for YouTube, Mr. Leor Cohen. Enjoy the rest of the festival.
Thank you. My name is Leor Cohen. I'm the global head of music for Google and YouTube, and I'm so stoked to be here. I'm incredibly excited to be a part of the UK and European music scene. I would tell my colleagues for years that if you cut the French person open, they bleed cinema. But if you cut someone from the UK open, they bleed music. Teaming up with YouTube to help shepherd a creative and positive relationship was the most important thing that I thought for the music industry. So that's why I came to YouTube. It's got the biggest reach. I could make the biggest impact. When you hear about YouTube providing $4 billion in the last 12 months to the music industry, or crossing 50 million subs, or having this global business that allows artists to find their fans, I think that's super critical and important. It's just not the premium music video. It's interviews, it's old concerts, it's when a fan wants to dig. It's like a treasure chest of information. It brings context to storytellers. It helps artists engage with their fans on a global basis.
Thank you guys for watching and for commenting.
Some incredible music is coming out of the UK. I've been listening to Central C and Meeks and Annie, and of course, an artist like Dave. What an incredible artist.
And me.
And of course, my man Ed, okay, who's dominating the charts on a global basis.
Thank you, Leo.
Ed, how lucky are we that you came and joined us? I'm
Man,
so
it's
happy
so good to see
seeing you.
For those watching who don't know, Leo ran the record label that I was signed to in America and essentially broke me over there over the course of 18 months. And
Not only there, around the world.
Around the world, yeah.
I was your product manager.
Thank you. I'm happy to be 10 years in. I mean, I sort of thought the first album would be that, and then I'd kind of coast on that for the rest of my career. So I'm glad I've been able to create more things.
You're a storyteller. You write beautiful songs. And I guess the question is making videos. Do you spend as much time creating the video than you do in coming up with the song? Or?
I would say you probably spend more time making the videos. But I think a good video can blow up. My quote-unquote biggest songs, Thinking Out Loud, Perfect, and Shape of You, all of those songs blew up with the video. They were kind of bubbling and on radio, and fans liked them, but then when the videos came out, that's how you create a viral moment. And I never really realized that on my first record. I was never in my videos. I don't like the way I look. I didn't want my face to be in videos. So for the whole of my first album, it's me making tiny little cameos. Then with Thinking Out Loud, I wanted to make a statement, so I learned how to dance for a music video, and it blew the song up. And it became this viral thing that people shared, being like, oh my God, I didn't realize he could dance. And yeah, since then, I sort of realized the importance of video. You know, I joined YouTube in 2006. I got my first YouTube account. I was 15 years old. YouTube was how I found music, still is how I find music. YouTube is my place to go, and I think it's still a very, very important place. I mean, I find most kids that I know listen to most of their music on YouTube because they want something to look at.
Yeah, Chuck D of Public Enemy and I spoke about a year and a half ago, and he said, you know, the music business used to be an audio business, and then with MTV, it became an audio-visual business. Now, with YouTube, it's a visual-audio business.
What YouTube has allowed for artists is the mystique of the 60s, 70s, 80s, even 90s, the kind of mystique of an artist was like, here's my album, you don't really know who I am. Whereas now, I feel like artists, if you don't show your personality, it's very, very difficult to connect with an audience, because an audience wants to connect to you on every single level. They want to feel like they know you. And YouTube can do that because you can get to know someone over video.
The biggest priority that I've ever seen since I've been at YouTube is our new product, Shorts.
This is what I think is great about it, is it allows anyone to be creative on a budget. You know, they can make something, be super creative, put it out, and instantly see the reaction to it. And I love that it's allowing new songs to break as well. So yeah, I think it's a fantastic thing, and I love you can have an unknown artist from anywhere have a song go viral on a short, and yeah, it's good.
Listen, I know that you're going to perform for us, and I so appreciate the time that you spent with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for just being incredible. Thank you.
See you in a bit.
I'm not surprised that Ed uses Shorts. He's always been an innovator, and this is a perfect product for him to utilize. Music is so critical. It makes people happy. It makes people exercise better and love better. It makes people relax better. What better place to advertise than behind and with music? Released is a playlist of the most important new artists' releases. I don't think there's any other art form that is as powerful as music. Brands being a part of music on a global platform like YouTube is incredibly powerful. Well, that's it. The end of the festival. And what better way than to end it with Ed performing his smash hit, Shivers.
I took an arrow to the heart. I never kissed a mouth that tastes like yours. Strawberries and something more. Oh yeah, I want it all. Lipstick on my guitar. Ooh. Fill up the engine, we can drive real far. Go dancing underneath the stars. Oh yeah, I want it all. You got me feeling like I wanna be that guy. I wanna kiss your eyes. I wanna drink that smile. I wanna feel like my soul's on fire. I wanna stay up all day and all night. Yeah, you got me singing like, ooh, I love it when you do it like that. And when you're close up, give me the shivers. Baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back. We'll say, ooh, I love it when you do it like that. And when you're close up, give me the shivers. Baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back into the car. On the backseat in the moonlit dark. Wrap me up between your legs and arms. Oh, I can't get enough. You know you could tear me apart. Woo. Put me back together and take my heart. I never thought that I could love this hard. Oh, I can't get enough. You got me feeling like I wanna be that guy. I wanna kiss your eyes. I wanna drink that smile. I wanna feel like like my soul's on fire. I wanna stay up all day and all night. Yeah, you got me singing like, ooh, I love it when you do it like that. And when you're close up, give me the shivers. Baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back. Say, ooh, I love it when you do it like that. And when you're close up, give me the shivers. Baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back. Baby, you burn so hot, you make me shiver with the fire. You got this thing we started, I don't want it to stop. You know you make me shiver. Baby, you burn so hot, you make me shiver with the fire. You got this thing we started, I don't want it to stop. You know you make me shiver. Yeah, you got me singing like, ooh, I love it when you do it like that. When you're closer, give me the shivers. Baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back. And we say, ooh, I love it when you do it like that. And when you're closer, give me the shivers. Baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. When they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back, yeah.
Thank you, YouTube. Nice one.